for the mispronunciations and the dialogue that I try to do. Prologue. The curtains are closed. The chorus appears. The prismatic faces of my anxious hands walk their images into the heart of the obscure. Slivers of faces move about in parallel, and genuflection. Oh my gosh, this is a hard word. Genuflection, an act of bending one knee to the ground and raising again, primarily used as a physical gesture of reverence, worship, or deep respect.
Genuflection. Could have been replaced. This word could have been replaced with bow.
Yeah, bow down. Genuflection, the center of human nature's gravity, calms, lobos, for time immemorial, implacable. Darkness was consolidated spirits. I come dilute. Wait, what's the word?
Delude
in man's sweat to rest on the foothills of the city, wary. Yet the spectacle is born from darkness, reaching its maximum limits. Human thought can only transmute. The essential thing is to prevent the spectacle. 2,000 years since the sun disappeared. City of Parallaxo, blind for 2,000 years. I stop in your walls. Light dissolving sources, giving way to speech, where speech is not distorted in any various ways. Delude in man's sweat, sated with circumflex faces. I spread a coat with no hole over their drowsy world. O Parallax, you are wise the day when upon your order the lights were extinguished. Held in a non-spectacle, the sleeping man speaks and forgets himself. The strange, a glazed first claim, is abolished at the gates of the expressible, and the sea caresses the skeletons of adventure. Sleep, city of preposterousness, to me. Blessed be the darkness, for the light is terrible. The glooming days brush out the hair, have vanished, and the world rediscovers its original contingency beyond improper categories. Consciousness lies happy in its black density. Yeah. Light dissolving sources give way to speech. Blessed be the darkness, for the speech is not distorted by any visions. Clap of thunder, lightning bolts glide the red eyes over the stage. The chorus with hands protect its eyes. What? Does the sun dare violate its pledge? Was its promised not to bother us no longer? Polexo, stand. The day star, in fury, pounds on cities' docile heads. The lightning flashes grows in number. Slowly the curtain rises, and the helpless chorus retreats. No, to see no more. To see no more. Pylox, get up. The rent of the world is brewing. Pylox, stand up. Forestall the events. Act 1. The curtain rises. Palace room, darkness, made lighter by discreet lightening. The ambience in which the tragedy unfolds deepens upon the luminosity of where Epiphylos is concerned. Figurative lightning bolts go to confirm the fears of the actors on stage. Epiphylos haunts the stage. He burns to come on. Scene 1. The chorus. Philos, distraught, rubs his eyes. Philos, I can't say his name, sorry. Jesus Christ, how come when I want to read, now I have to cough. All dreadful dreams, hallucinatory, thoughts. My obsessed sense grow irritated with fear, and I come on, I tremble. My name resounds all around my memorial.
Yeah, like mammal. Memorial.
Soul's doubt is sown. Gods of the city, Hylox at our knees implores your clemency, designed to remove the illusory clarity from our brows. May we ever be possessed by the infractuous desire, God's makers of men. You know that we thirst for peace and likeness above all. Total darkness, absolute silence. Man reveals his perfect faculty of facticity. Calm and distinct passion fall into their weighty forms. But what? The nascent movements of my innermost depths. Strange nights, this buzzing in my ears. The chorus formed from the corner of the room. The chorus to Pylox. Beware woes betides you. Pylox, who is calling me very loudly. Who's calling me? Claps of thunder in the distance. A bell wails for a long time. Stop choruses of criminal children. Drops a clotted blood in the through of orbits set out to storm the firmament. Stop, and the rediscovered man, inhabiting his consciousness of icy imminence, hailed in false fogs, man stupefying illusions, absurd gruity, seizes limited by serene darkness and uncontestable secrets. Stop, man must feed on lies, admire logos tranquil, platitude, men and women, the one stuck on the other, turn their happy brows towards my august face. More thundering claps. The chorus of Pylos. Pylos, beware, woe betide you. Pylos, Pylos, see, it is I, the day's assassin, who is calling me. It is I, the man of darkness. The chorus of Pylos. The chorus, Pylos. Very distant, blessed be the darkness, for the light is terrible, not hearing. A breeze caresses the harmful daybreak. Docile flowers collapse in the tears. Gardens of dead water shelter trembling hearts. Yes, it is I, Pylox, the architect of destiny. Destiny with a steady hand demands control. The diverse infusions of avenues break at my touch. Thunder claps. Stop. Cease the lateral emissions of noises. Stop. Speech must not be distorted by any vision. The chorus. Pylox, Pylox, beware. Woe betide you. Why try to shake my unfathomable knowledge with vain terrors? I am hardly, in search of massive argumentations. The fate that I dispense to men's lengthens and reduces linearly. The strangled sun lies inert in the hollow of its desire. For 2,000 years, the world has been thickening with extreme complacency. Yet what turmoil inhabits me? What already arcanical
Anarchical.
anarchical infusions, wounded in uniformity of my permanence. There is a point of the globe that moves. Stop. Pylox, why today? Why such a long wait? 2,000 years, so close to the end. Adeline is promised to Epithylos, soon with my kingdom's prosperity assured. I will be able to admire the incomparable achievement. What sudden confusion besieges me? Hallucinatory thoughts, dreadful dreams. Epithylos in executor's tunic appears to me this night.
Executioners.
Thank you. Strange visions. Why the want to bother me in this way? The chorus. Pylox. Very distant. Pylox, beware. Terrible is the light. What which Misfortune is gone from the earth of men. No more sparkling days to feed audacious dreams. Horribly portent, with his face flayed by fires, with his naked sword, Epithylos advanced threatening. I moved back, unable to shout, motionless, and he, brandishing his weapon, plunged it into my breast. The exhausted sun was lowered, its hands for 2,000 years. A parcel of the globe shakes convulsively. A beginning, mobilized forces. Stop. Peace and silence on the earth of men. Labels is diastole, organized darkness. Newly arisen breaths die out. Vague desires are amputated. Hylox, the spectacle is born from darkness. Reach its maximum limits. Human thought can only transmute. This is the chorus. Hylox, beware. Misfortune pierces the universe's cloak. Again, treacherous, slidings of sticky instruments insinuating themselves into my narrow confidence. Stop. Speech must not be distorted by any vision. Guards to me, frenzied. Yes, it is I, Hylox, the day's assassin, the artisan of human rest. The noise is heard. Guards, help me. Stop him. Here, guards. Enter Menisha, panic-stricken. Ah, it is me, Menisha. Scene 2. Hylox, Menisha, the chorus. Menisha. Earlier, already up, sire? Yes, your majesty, it is. I. What noises suddenly shake those hardest of ears? Thorn from my bed, my cross the palace running, and the sound of my steps on the amnesiac paving stones. Excites my spirit. In the deserted rooms, the air hardens with hostility as I head towards your apartments. Whence comes the sudden agitation moving the atmosphere? What is it? I do not find my daughter in her room, and an awful anxiety comes over me. Why this minor notes that cling to the verso of our soul? Why this heaviness is as the dawn of a Fakud day? Let us lend an attentive ear of nature's manifestation, the secret of problems, of all the problems that alerts men's hearts, lies dormant somewhere in the pit of the veil or in the murmur of the icy winds. Each perfume is a message, and a sense of smell must get used to interrupting it. Pitch of sound, incomparable splendors. I return your ancient coats of arms. Let us design. Sire, to rejoice at the first palpitation of morning. Is Adeline not to be given to Epithylos today? Flapping of heavy wings protecting our thoughts? Let us rejoice. Virgin garlands come in faradols, whipping the concerns from our brow.
Wiping the concerns.
Thank you. The fierce warriors, get ready to pluck Adeline the White. Substantial fountains water our pharaohs with tears of joy. Come in groups, mad girls and boys, an untone of most beautiful hymns. But what, sire? Are you unwell? Why this trembling? I can hardly make you out, so heavy is the darkness. But the blood that usually emanates, your face seems to have deserted it. That woes have cut into the flesh of your serenity. Sire, pray, will you tell me? The noise of hard Hylox starts. Hylox, listen, do you hear? Yes, sir. The doors are open. Menisha, the air rushes in the heavy bunches of laden with rosemary, pregnant with kisses from the wallflower. jubilatory, jubilatory nature, sending us its peace messengers. Jesus Christ. Philox, no minutia. The air is unchantlant. What the fuck is nonchalant? The fuck?
Nonchalant.
Nonchalant, thank you. Ribbons was nothing to do in this place. These are the first course of the useless walk. He's coming to life. The chorus of Pylox. Pylox, beware. Listen, he's coming. Minutia, a hand on the sword hearkens Pylox. Prays to an intense fright. Come look, over there. Stop him. Minutia, after a few steps in the directions indicate by Pylox. I don't see anything, sire. Nothing bar the walls that turn towards us. Their shimmering hands, pensive columns that for many long years have carried the impermeable vault.
Impermeable.
Thank you. Hasn't Lobos chosen a destiny of internal calm? Let us rejoice. The vainglorious Epiphylos welcomes Adeline exhaled. The chorus. Intoning. Pylox, beware. Woe betide you. You heard this voice, this buzzing, this essential vibration? Smokestacks are attempting the sky's escalation? Stop. Move no further. Stop the terrible preparation of your mission. Never enlarge the circle where man's destiny is caught. Listen to me. Today, after 2,000 years, I have the right to speak. I discovered the point of equilibrium, where consciousness is immobilized. Elementary reasons replaced in effective intentions. The world enclosed, the world expressed. Presence. Stop. Move no further. I keep on telling you that you must listen to me. Stop. The cantors of the churches wail and place their voices on my icy brow. The coffin insulates me from all alternations. The church resounds with unknown chorus. Minutia. Tell them to stop. Minutia. Going towards the exit. Listen, guards. Labos is in danger. Guards. No. Do not call the guards. It is over. It is too late. Pylox. The gods sometimes warn us of events due to overwhelm our lives. Wisdom advocates giving them credence. Minutia. I want to relate a dream that shook me, each of its joints, unlike the chain of my days, and I am afraid. A falling note, that nothing is able to suspend its vibrations. Minutia. The very violent there are to human reason, the more necessary it is to decompose nascent dreams, institutions. Virtuous. No.
Tuition. Vertigiousness.
Vertiginous wealth of the soul goes in anticipation of the accident, and warns us of it. The sensitive fountains, whose source disappears, given the disdain sketch of the gesture. But sire, what? A dream, a rapid cloud let go. Let us be avid for forests, for feasts, for laughter, for ornamental gems. Let us rejoice. Epiphylos is ready to pluck Adeline the flower with trembling thighs. Total waters are preserved in the rhythm of the internally repeated cadence. Sire, why make such an anxious face? Keep quiet. Listen instead. It was days. A day was fleshy. It as thick as this one. I was ready to descend to the council when the dark premonition
Good job.
made me return back. Wounded the knights. Oh my gosh. Hermeticism. Can't say that word.
Not okay.
What did you say?
I said neither can I.
You're what?
Neither can I.
Oh. Oh my god. Fucking gotta be kidding me.
Hey there. Do you know how you can improve your revenue?
Don't give a shit.
Hermeticism.
Hermeticism. An ancient spiritual and philosophical tradition based on writings attributed to Hermes and some other person. Greek god Hermes and Egyptian god Thothon. Thoth. Is Aurora of the adventure hurled towards me. It's denuded effluvium. What the fuck, dude? Come on.
Influvium?
Effluvium.
Yep. The invisible or real outflow, usually referred to disagreeable or noxious vapor, odor. Yeah. Where did it go? Where was I at? There it is. The noise of wings hits my astonished ears. I was frightened, Manisha. I was frightened and wanted to shout. From my perch, throat, no sound came out. I closed my eyes. Arms break from face with such threats. In this motionless position, after forewarned of the increasing imminence of the danger by the birds, breathing my impatient eyelids rose. O gods, the unforgettable spectacle. Manisha, pray, sire, continue. Yes, I will finish. Lender an ear. The day had lost its unfathomable neutrality. Objects, lightened, exalted the powers of the sacrilegious gaze. The universe, shaking its numb limbs, suddenly set off. Point at the part of the stage. They're covered with red embroideries, seeming no longer to have to carry his body, the weapon in his hand, him, Minutia, who, finish, Prylax, Epithylos, Manisha, Heavens, Phylos, and impregnated with 1,000 fires, vibrating with blinding waves, yet undeniable excrescence of my flesh, merciless. Epithylos, absent me from this earth, dreadful and horrible omen, O gods, sources of bitterness, eternal indifferent. You condemn us to unceasing returns. You panic our hearts of flesh and overwhelm our brains, painful visions, detests from taunting us, indisputable divinities. On our council we have suffocated all of this city's hopes. Why these bitter visions? Has Phylox released himself from his pledge? Has he no darkened at leisure Labos horizons? Are the limits that you assigned to the human venture to being respected gods? Interrupt her. Manisha listens. Manisha. Yes, sire, someone is approaching from that room. Phylos, let us be on our guard. They hide. Enter Darena. Scene 3. Phylos, Manisha, Darena. The chorus. Darena enters, very restless. She is to be clothed in a long dark blue dress, without jewelry. Her hair falling on her shoulders. Darena. The clear morning waters hide terrible tidal waves. In inspiration, they are waiting. And when the hour tolls, they demolish the most resilient, jettison red atoms, isolated in days gone by, attempt a participated junction. Pure world, you can shake your small head, but we women do not have the right to forget. To what summits will you lead me, dissatisfied men? What else are there to discover but what we give you? Can the umbilical cord be cut once and for all? I'm tired of struggling and moaning, excessively resounding men up for each one of your intoxications. We are made to pay. So when full of scorn for impossible glories, will you hang from maternal heavens? Where do we find the words? How are we to make man understand that the call for his previous at decisive hours?
The call that he perceives.
I said calls. I didn't say perceives, I guess.
Yeah.
At decisive hours emanates only from us, God towards whom our ravaged face turns, inspires me and gives me the strength to convince. Listen, frantic males, the source is nowhere if not in us. Vainglorious males, stop with the powerless edifice of your agitation. Your darkening out acts hurt on the dreams emanating you, hopelessly unachievable. Flay your lips. I am tired of living for men, tired of waiting, anxious for the splendor of their feats. Men who barely listen, pity for your female companions, pity. Pylox and Minitia see each other. Pylox, Madam, Dorina, Sir, Sire. I was looking for you. Appeased and anxious, mother's spirit. Pylox, what is it, Madam, and what is at stake? Having calmed down, the wolves upon return to the den, falling asleep. But the she-wolves, who trembling witches, know how to interpret the slowest growling from the motionless surroundings. And they know the forest safest retreats. Well, the forest, like the soul, stirs in the lightest winds. Pylox, speaking, Madam, Dorina. When the point of insurrection has been reached, man stops talking, Sire. Oh no, I got invisibility. Oh no. Woe is me. Venetia, give us a reason for so lively in commotion. Dorenin, a reason. Do I know why it is they assassinate me? I did, and did I know that impetes would arise on this day?
What? Impieties?
Thank you. Did I know the torments with which my soul has to be besieged? Turn towards Pylax. Sir, I'm trembling. Sire, I'm trembling. I'm afraid. Children, when able to walk with assurance, want to plunge into the earth or rise into the air, Sire, protect us from the misfortunes. Stop the blending hatching of the metamorphosis of shuddering Epiphylos, averts the transmutation. Phylax, grabbing her arm. But well, madam, speak. Drawing back slightly, the moment passes. The black gold of the days moistened its lips, and the path of the night, evocative nostalgias, streamed. I rose, shivering from the chasm of dreams, and went to prostrate myself at the altars. I moved towards restless, with renewed joy. Our son was there, his eyes bathed in infinity, his face with a new architecture seemed to be original hypothesis. Dressed in red, Minitia, interrupt her. Oh, obvious. Oh, great, I wasn't approved. What is it? Go on. Here rose strange harmonians. I moved towards, happy to be the first to embrace him, and when I wanted to place my lips on his forehead, I saw that he had not noticed me. I called him. He started at me, and while taking my hands, "Mother," he said, "my eyes are thirsty for light." The moment passes. The clock descends from the sky on the tiptoes. Like, go up there. Go up there. Like a flight of startling larks. Ikoros, Pylox, between speeches must not be distorted by, I have no idea, any visions. Reaching the maximum limits, human thought can only transmute. My heart ceases weighing me down. with cumbersome obsessive fears. Light, what light? Darn. Alas, sire, will we ever know from which conveyed sources man brings back the tenacious fever with which he annihilates cities? Strewn at the whim of the world's now hot breath, women strive to defend a shred of root. We are the ones from whom the universe is organized, but the men, ridiculous creatures, torn from ourselves, wipe our faces with the homicidal hands. Yesterday, women, internally powerless, tilted combustible eyes towards the noon and act. Yesterday, submerged by avid sun, ferocious with life, we threw our raw calls at the dangling stays. Upon contacting my memory, I rediscover, pulsating, the wishes my particularity shaped. But the men are transparent idols, can and again disperse us with the cadence of their acts. Since then, our wet hands cry drops of night, the such cancerous darkness we have known the perilous shell. We, voluptuous spouses of the pubescent sun.
Pubescent.
Yeah. We entrust our bodies to the nights. The Labos found the secrets in the morning of calm destiny. The monotonous days shrunk out to the rhythm of the city, oblivious to living. Angel spirits, to which unexplored regions do not take me in the evening. At the engorged hour, when the blood of my arteries stands still, with heavy walls, Labos unable to contain the symmetrical explosion of multiple calls, trembles in its bowels. The world already awaits the necessary splashes of the new event. What will happen to the earth of men? What obscure designs is Epithylos taking on? What surprising thoughts at my soul's awakening? What will happen on the earth of men? Daughters of the flesh, when the corner of the earth bleeds. It is the most mobile of all of our arteries that collapse side by side with the earth's. This needed earth secrets. We moan, perpetually forward. Huh. The fuck?
I don't know. Furrowed, I think it is.
If you know. Furrowed. A long, narrow trench in the ground typically made by a plow or hoe for planting seeds or irrigation. Routes at the bottom of our damn jails. Prisoners of our trench jails. We dwelled upon life's uncertain detours. The storm punctured the sky, scattering on the blacks of houses. Likewise, each act develops new harmonies. Allow, sire, that I should go to the altars to pray to the gods to remove the strange, whose mourning modulations I already detect from Lobos. She exists. She exits. Scene 4. Philos, Menicia, and Chorus. Philos overwhelmed the light. The chorus fellows. Be careful, O fellows, be careful. Speech must not be distorted by any vision. Still overwhelmed the light. The chorus. Blessed be darkness, for the light is terrible. Gently. Strange manifestations of men's hearts from time to time, for no apparent reason. One of them raises up and demands the unknown. The light. For 2,000 years, Labos Numb has been sleeping. Here the days flow into essential fluidity. The people give me graces for the tightened immobility in which it is reflected. Why shake the structures of the invisible? For no apparent reason, deifying time. One of them raises up and tries to inscribe the curve of his triumph message upon the forbidden sky, and who makes men, if not time, watch fire at movement sources. One of them develops in multiple dimensions to the utmost and wrests God from the lethargy. Then lightning bolts of chloric majesties set the world's hairs ablaze. Guilty cities, lamentable sinners, delivered their resounding souls. Torturous catastrophes, toil to uncover the houses. Stunned heads, smashed in chests, participated legs and arms, cracked walls, agile endemics, mouths. Repentance bled out, so new constitution. For time and to time, one of them raises up the demands, interrupting him. The essential thing is to prevent the spectacle. Be careful, Phylox. Starting, but serene Labos will refuse the adventure. 2,000 years, falling notes, and nothing is able to suspend this vibration. Minitia, sire, in the open hours, the forces in presence stop measuring each other up. Yes, no one apparent reason, no speed shake. The blossom world of man, a single man, shifts the sun from its place and stick it to his lips. The chorus. The main thing is to prevent the spectacle. Tragedy, this palpitating possibility of humans demands to be confirmed in its hesitation. Peoples, the hexagonal roles, refuse the stage. Militia, the underwater exposition, pour out their boiling atmospheres into the crucible of the immutable. Majesty, wisdom, sometimes gives birth to sinister decisions. Let us go, sire. Let us head to the ramparts of the gesture, and may the reckless torch that wants to abolish man's perfect convergence to be extinguished. They exit while the curtain slowly falls. The chorus, with the voice returning by the distant echo. Phylox, Prince of Lebos, on the other side of the emaciated word. The initial act is raised. To reach its maximum limits, human thought can only transmute. Act 2, Scene 1. Same setting. And chorus. Adeline, delicately murmured. Dewdrops enter. World, keep your violet eyes shut. Don't move any. The anemic stars have fallen quite. Imminent. Oh my gosh. Pagination?
Paginations?
Yeah. That's what I said.
I don't know what it means.
I'm sorry that I'm not all into this. If other people are into this, that's great, but I am not into it.
Pagination.
Yeah, pagination. The process of dividing a large amount of content into discrete, manageable segments or pages. Paginations. Thoughtless borders, desperate parentheses. Okay. The blue of day sucks. The Munuvi?
Mauve. It's called mauve.
Mauve of lights. Yeah. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a color. It's like a dark red.
Okay, thank you. Ignites, and both of them, equally trembling, hesitate. Oh, unsubstantial minutes in which two trails can quarrel with each other. Clever showers of spirits, closely arranged, the oily relations. Thought's petals form the overcoat of shadows. Let the stirring era begin. Affectionate flowers with untouched napes. Take my hand and let's smile. Ivy, giddy, Adeline comes, a new thing, hatched by the day, blessed. Nubile, world to be blushed, the diffused daylight surrounds it. Head with absolute knowledge, germs hardening gently in the hollow of August oblivions, profound and, oh my gosh, lamellate. Are you enjoying this, Joe?
No. Well, I mean, I'm enjoying the rest of it, but I'm not enjoying you messing up. Lamellate, I think.
I'm sorry I messed up. That's just, I'm gonna do it.
No,
You're
I'm
gonna
not
have to get
upset
over it.
at you. I'm not upset at you. I feel bad because these are hard words.
They're not hard words. It just seems like they're just like not needed. To watch another commercial. I'm just not into plays. Kill me, sue me. I mean, sue me. I didn't see the other part. Sorry, my bad.
Lamellated.
Lamellated.
Lam-
Lamellated. Oh my god. Come on. Stop fucking pushing buttons for me. Structures are arranged in thin, leaf-like layers, scaled or plates. Regain consciousness are sending necessities to sleep. Cleaver waves of the spirits, closer arranged oily relations. This morning in the barren countryside, I went to meet the crystal. It was only a small visual star. Oh my god. What is this? Virginal star?
Yeah, virginal.
Virginal star, imperfectly distilled. But I pressed it against my breast and took it to Epithylos. I lay down against the earth. The earth was calm. Our breathing gently commingled. Hey, what's up? Warm proximities, disarming unknown spaces. Jeez. Born from flowers to flower. Yes, I come, created by the breath of the world, to place the breathing of sleeping prairies on the altars. The wall of Labos in perpetual thesis struck their desires with all prohibition. I went taken to kiss the, oh my gosh, Daffodil's astonished lips.
Daffodils.
Thank you. The last twigs of the night scattered. Nonchalant on the ground of my hair, moistened with the fogs. Hesitant milk fall on my face. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Circuits of
I could tell
obedient
you what
waters.
it's describing, but it's sexual in nature.
Yeah, I don't get this. This is why I don't like this part. I don't get these things. That's why it's not very fascinating for me. I'm just not into it. I can't get into it. I try. Circuits of obedient waters meditate at my gaze. Sources while the prattling riverbanks clean their teeth. I am the waiting one, whose open hands no longer know how to close around anything. I rose, algae, secretly hatched, wound themselves around my body. Okay. And they cradled it. My throat, half opened soul, conquered the wild flowers which tamed it. My panic now come. Oh my gosh, which is hymeneal? Yeah, hymeneal. Kindling brushed against me and the marvelous. Are you mad at me?
Absolutely not.
Okay. A harrowing blood of tenderness exhaled into my heart. I am the waiting one, torch not my flame, not yet aflamed. Taken in the inaugural wind, and the lace of my young arteries catches lights and blushing, move and blood-stained bells palpitate. The body's gentle curves, startling grasses. The tree broken by the storm cries, and the unity disperses its possibilities. Over there a bell calls me, feasts, calvaries, impermeable slabs. Yes, germinated Adeline responds, the vigorous Adaloo torments me. too quickly proclaims the harshness of the embrace pervades me. Epithylos, O exhilarating minstrel, I come by the rhythm of bells, molded to sing the hopes of my soul of turmoil. The bells superimpose their definitive calls, put down their regrets, forget the violation. Slowly divine area bells shelter me. Enters Epithylos, scene 2. Sorry, this is hard. The chorus, Adeline, Epithylos. Epithylos appears with a sword in his belt. He is clothed in red satin, a large dazzling coat on his shoulders. As soon as he appears, the spotlight seizes upon him. Adeline frightens, draws back. Epithylos, stay, Adeline. Frightened, source, stay. It is I, Epithylos, son of Parallax. One by one, the bells fall silent. Adeline stretches towards Epithylos. Adeline, oh my beloved, my lime blossom eyelid, soft shadow. What? What unexpected generosity debase my entreaties. At the peak of high herbs sleeps the soul systole of the night. What the fuck is that? It's Ystole. Of course, you're not gonna let me pronounce it, you assholes. Fuck off, dude. You suck. Systole. It's Systole. Of the night, Epithylos. Love's tears wounded my feverish hands. My bowed soul rediscovered the significance of its nudity. For a moment, and the light in enchantment detect within being set my destiny. Adeline, weightless forms that surround me all remain. Adeline, my beloved, with the silver shield, the scanted flower breast to rest my head. Epithylos, alas, creation devoid of all participation, digging until total emergence, grappling with the invariant. I stopped my journey and locked into my identity. Event stamping about the other side of life. At the doors of the gaze, I raise myself. Absolute, Adeline, my beloved, with hay-cut hair, dried in the moonlight. Epithylos, Adeline, echoes leaning against the night's wings. Adeline, Epithylos, I give my hair bathed in the mountain stream, my hands perfumed with hanging flowers. Epithylos, yes, Adeline, essential quaking. Adeline, my eyes bathed in the confused flames of gestating corollas.
Corollas? I don't know. Cars? I don't know.
Oh my god. The collective petals of a flower, or a iconic line of compact cars manufactured. Shreds of darkness isolate me from myself. Clouds intertwine, delay the inevitable becoming of my own creation. What sudden moments silently renew me. Low down, very low down, I looked for the cause of worlds. Tenaciously, I interrogated crystallized beliefs. The earth's lips inhaled the secret, and today my head stamps with impatience. Jesus Christ. Privileged prison. My aroused consciousness contemplates the fatal wound. Epithylos, the immediate presses. Now my expectation is consumed, and I am filled with calm and trust in you. O Oh, refuse intoxication. I will revive who welcomes me as an unfulfilled sign. When our parallel lives, captive of my hands, already face one another. Events, a day, a single day, carries a winter birds bristled my brain. The applause of wind and weary crowds tell me the powerless causality of my existence, whereas traversed by silent shadows. One vision obsesses me, the sun sleeping in the corner anxiously watches blood beat the amber walls of its rays. Adeline Epithylos, son of Pylas. Again the superb trace of yet to be summoned youth. Any accursed avowals in which my voluptuous waves were absorbed leave me. Adeline adventured to green enamel. I cry with my vainglorious hands that refuse to touch each other. Aggressive notes whirled at the limits of my eyes. My beloved, the sown lands bathe their inner hypotheses. The first lava burns the sea islets. Epithylos, sublime offer of my weight. See how weak and destitute I am before you. I am not more than a smile dropped trembling in the hollow of your hands. Labos that ostensibly spurn spiritual resonance. I can't say it. I fragment. Yeah. I fragment and hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse.
That redoubles the world. Pylox, angrily intimacy. The accepted synthesis abandoned there. Scrawny horizons, arbitrary interpretations distort the purity of objectivity. Yes, Epithylos' fundamental aspiration is braced by the unfinished. Epithylos, Adeline, my gold-strewn dream staggers when hailed you appear to me. Beginning with the development, my hands capture the conjet.
I don't know that word.
Oh my gosh. I can't. I'll be honest with you. I can't wait till this be done. I can't wait. Not my cup of tea. What? Come on. There it is.
Conjugation.
Conjugation invokes. Epithylos has approached Adeline. He takes her by the arm. Adeline, Lord, I swan. My veins isolate themselves. My forbidden blood bends its lucid nape. Epithylos, Adeline, astonished root of my being catched the dazzling superhumanity of my gaze. Adeline, a formidable cult. Oh, formidable cults. Temperatures too unequal. Intellectual. Oh my gosh, what's this word now?
Ecstasies.
Ecstasies finished upright at life's temple. Will you ever know how to proclaim the invariable affirmation? Many imprudently solicited negations go under and crumble. Epithylos, the undergrowth rests in its eyes. Jesus Christ. The responsible mountains stretch out. The bark waters fall back. I don't know this word either.
Epithylo.
Epithelial.
Epithelial. A primary body tissue that lines outward surface internal. Yeah.
Epithelial.
Epithelial. Designed beloved to drink at my source. I claim dunes of sun to shelter my soul of stone. I want days of fire, red, green days. Epithylos, I brought you to the gentleness of the earth. Oh my gosh, I have to do a puzzle. Fuck off. There we go. Brought you to the gentleness of the earth, but your gaze changed it to fever. See that my heart is surprised and suspended in steps, and that my hands now know only to tend towards you. Epithylos, who has not let go of Adeline, looks at her. It is true one day, and it is you. One day it is death. One day, and my life is torn from its gravity. One day, an old age's wise darkness is obliterated. One day, the life exhausts in signifying. The moment passes. He separates himself from Adeline and steps backwards. Stop threatening the horizontal crowds and tell me the powerless causality of my existence. An act. I want to spatter this pregnant sky with a vertiginous act. Parallel hands make the scratchy world ring out with a new act. What dramatic paintings already transfigure my expressed destiny? What exclusively acute contributions? Blue rocks, the morning eyes, more nights of violated waters. I am not able, subtle immediacy to confound the successive effects. Epithylos, a day, a single day. Man has a day to live, and a day his existence must end. His existence must end. A day, a single day. It's death. Adeline, a day, and it's love. A day, a single day. Made totally sense. Epithylos in Puterbolby. Oh my god, dude.
Imperturbable.
Imperturbable events shake up individual consciousness. Someone's in the door. Who's knocking at the door? No one is. I thought someone was. Epithylos in... Oh yeah, we already did that one. Labels is created infidelity to oneself, develops its ties. Epithylos, the fateful conflagration. Adeline, what are history and the fortune to me? The... Oh my gosh. Don't know this word either.
I'm sorry, is it acute
You don't have to say if you don't know it.
achoristic? I think it's achoristic. I don't know. That's a weird word.
I almost want to skip this. I'll be honest with you.
I want to know all of Fanon's stuff, and this is Fanon's stuff.
Yeah, but you don't have to like everything that Fanon does.
But I happen to like this word.
Eucharistic.
Eucharistic. Foundational Christian. Oh, it's about beauty of the past, ancestral virtues, future evaluation. What matters to me is the temporal proliferation of humans. Do you even know what's going on?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. What matters to me is the temporal proliferation of humans. I want to be of any centuries. At the heart of my existence is where I shall find the cry of rage of my love hymn. Distance and pensive circulation interrupt the unused depths of chaos. Pylox, Tullery, reason.
Vertiginously.
Propose, consequence. More drunk with forms, more repeated, pale and uncertain. May the unchanged illuminate me. May the prepared vertigo die useless. Daughter of Menicia, absorbed nymph. The coalescent approach, buried, and other evening appears. Oh my gosh.
If it's that bad, we can end here and just start after it.
I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't.
I
I'm not.
know, but you really have given it a try, and I
Second,
understand.
highly fertile, fruitful, or capable of producing offsprings.
fecund,
Fecund and
Axial.
related to, situated around, or having the characteristics of an axis.
Can I get your attention, Drew?
Axial. What's up?
The people in the comments are even saying it's for a different time. Thanks for trying. I agree. We can skip this. Let's go on to the next thing.
Well, the next thing is not for a while. Well, let me look.
Okay.
Scene 5. Scene 6. Act 3, Part 3. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. This is
No.
like something that I just not gonna get my head wrapped around it. It would take
No.
a one-on-one session to wrap my head around this abstraction.
Right.
I'm too literal and like why can't you just say you know what I mean? So it's no one else's fault. It's just me. It's just I would have to have someone like read this through it with me and actually go through like what are they trying to interpretate here? What do they mean by this? What it would take me like a long time to get through this if I did it that way, you know?
Yeah. Part 2,
I would have to go.
psychiatric
I would have to do
writings.
it. I would have to do it by myself. You know what I mean? With somebody that knows.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah. And we could do that some other day if we have a board day and you want to do it. But right now we're on page 173, part 2, psychiatric writings.
psychiatric writings. Yep. Fanon's revolutionary psychiatrist Jean Khalifa. All right, here we go. Commenting on the passages in which Frantz Fanon describes the psychopathology that colonization brings about. Critics sometimes mention his psychiatric writings. However, these texts, written during his professional career as a neuropsychiatrist between 1951 and 1960, in parallel to his political, I hate that when they do that, ovary, what the hell?
Ouvroir?
Ouvroir? Watch it. Let's find out. If it's French.
Okay.
What was that? That was loud. Evra, a complete body of work produced by an artist, writer, composer, or filmmaker over the course of the life. Evra are hardly ever studied for themselves or for what they show about the evolution of his thought. Reasons for this include their technical nature, Fanon's sustained interest in now discredited therapies like electroshocks or insulin coma therapy, methods that he used on which he wrote scientific articles, or his experimentations with first generations neuroleptics. Neuroleptics. Some commentators as also find it troubling that when considering psychoanalysis from the clinical viewpoint, he subordinated it to a more general neuropsychiatric approach. Yet Fanon regarded himself essentially as a psychiatrist and practiced and researched psychiatry almost continuously, whether in France, Algeria, or Tunisia. Had he regarded psychiatry as a merely professional activity outside his main interests, he would most likely have opened one of those private practices that flourished at the time. Instead, he opted for hospital-based clinical practice, conducted original research, which he presented at professional congresses, and had published supervised clinical dissertations, and considerably impact the vocation and careers of many interns and nursing staff that he attracted. very early, no thanks to his reputation as a doctor committed to revolutionizing mainstream psychiatric practice. Read systematically, his psychiatric writings quickly reveal that they bear on the most interesting debates in the field at the time, during which the discipline was in a period of feverish redefinition. Furthermore, as Francois Messaperio notes in his preface to this book that's in French, these writings are also worth studying.
Revolution.
Yeah, these writings are also worth studying for the understanding of his thought as a whole. Fanon's scientific work sets out from the fundamental discussion of psychiatric specificity, which with aspects of neurology, the topic on which he wrote his medical doctorate. After completing it, he published articles on his experiments with neuropsychiatric treatments and their limits before proceeding to adopt a sociotherapeutic approach, the difficulties in which soon led him to study the essential roles of culture in the development of mental illness. From the outset, he refused all forms of naturalization of mental illness and soon violently rejected the form that colonial ethnopsychiatry, essentially a racist biologicism, had invented and integrated into the very structures of modern colonial hospitals, in particularly Blenda Joville Hospital. Along the way, Fanon experimented with approaches that would make him one of the pioneers of modern ethnopsychiatry. He would ultimately distance himself from social therapy or institutional therapy and create a mental health clinic that operated outside of the psychiatric hospital system, thus advancing a model of future mental health institutions. Sounds like he moved from like what they're saying to like understanding like wait a second, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, what he did was, in case you're interested, what he did was is he took the inpatient and he made it outpatient. So like they would just come in for the day and be able to go home at night. That was Francois Fanon who created that originally.
Yeah, we know. We knew that the last book. Yeah.
Yeah, but people in here might not know. I don't know.
Oh, okay. The founding medical dissertation on mental alteration, 1951. Fanon's dissertation, which he defended in Lyon in November 1951, as part of his qualifications for the medical doctorate, was his first major text. He was 62 years. Wait. He was 20. I said 62. He was 26-year-old. I'm like, wait, he died before 60. Come on now, what are we doing here? 26-year-old at the time. This dissertation is often presented as a technical work, hastily produced in order to obtain a qualification and submitted in lieu of Peru Noir, Masquin Blanc.
Right.
I'm not worried about like pronouncing French words correctly, honestly.
Right. It's the book Black Faces, White Masks.
Okay, great. Itself deemed unacceptable to the medical dissertation because of the overtly subjective viewpoint from which it is written. Fanon accounts differs. When I began this book, having complete my medical studies, I thought of submitting it to my dissertation. And then the dialectic acquired a redoubling of my position. Although in one way or another, I had tackled the psychic alienation of a black man. And I could not ignore certain elements that, however psychological they may be, generates consequences that fall within the remnant of other sciences. This dialectic is one of psychiatry and sociology, of subjectivity and history, and Fanon underlines as much in his introduction. Reacting against the constitutionalist tendencies of the late 19th century, Freud insisted that the individual factor be taken into account through psychoanalysis. He substituted the ontogenetic perspective for a Uh, shoot, psychologenic, psychologen,
Genetic.
philo, phylogenetic theory. It will be seen that black alienation is not an individual question. Besides, phylogeny and ontogeny stands sociogeny. Fanon did not hesitate to set himself in the lineage of illustrious predecessors and was cognizant from the start about what would comprise the strength of modernity of his future political thought. His constructing a strong notion of alienation that articulates all three of these dimensions. But to do so, alienation had first to be shown to be irreducible to disturbances in the organic constitution or in an individual history taken in isolation from social relations. This is precisely the subject matter of the psychiatric, is that right? Psychiatric dissertation. These are, what?
Yep, you're doing good.
Right. There are several reasons why this text must be taken seriously, both in itself and in its essential link with his other works. First, the illness of the heart of the dissertation, a hereditary neurological illness that is often but not always accompanied by psychiatric symptoms, which are themselves variable. Yeah. Fanon studied in a patient that he closely and carefully observed over a long period, and working in a department oriented towards neurology. He was well placed to examine the relations between neurological and psychiatric causality, conjecturing that this illness would provide him with a key to the problem. He examined all the recent cases in nearby clinics and those published in the medical literature since the 19th century, with the explicit aim of empirically proving the inadequacy of the organist reductionism that continued to dominate pre-war psychiatry. Solving this initial problem was in effect a theoretical precondition to his works in the impact of social and cultural factors on the development of mental illness, and therefore to his later thinking on alienation. Second, at several important points in his dissertation, Fanon indicates the future orientation that his own professional intellectual career would take on the nature of neuropsychiatry and the respective functions of the neurologist and the psychiatrist. He declares, quote, "Far from proposing a solution here, I believe that a lifetime of study and observation is needed, and the section devoted to the refusal of atomism and cerebral localization by Gestalt theory psychologists, noting the insistence of Swiss psychiatrist Konstantin von Monacoa, can't say his name, 1853 to 1930, on the importance of the time factor in the development of mental illness. In contrast to the spatial localization of cerebral lesions, the dissertation announced a future work, probably Pierre Noir, Blackskin's White Masks, which was to be published shortly afterwards. The occasion will arise in a work that I have been undertaking for a long time to tackle the problem of history from the psychoanalytic and ontological angles. In it, I will show the history is only the systematic valorization of collective complexities. So he's going to do historical materialism, in a sense. Fanon was a tentative reader of the psychoanalyst Jacques Leconte, probably under the influence of the philosopher Marcus Merleau-Ponty, whose lectures he attended, devoting a section of his dissertation to the Lacanian theory of a pure psychogenesis. of can I say it? Wildness, which he contrasted to the tempered or organ genesis. I'm gonna make sure I say that one right.
This is, I don't know how you say it, but it's organogenesis.
Organogenesis of the great psychiatrists of the period, Herin Ai. He underlines Lacan's existence of the social constitution of personality. He envisions wildness within the intersubjectivist perspective. Now, when I'm saying wildness, I'm not saying hysteria or anything. They use the word madness, so I'm saying wildness, and adds in an interesting French word.
Right.
Madness, he says, oh my gosh, I did it again, is living within the register of meaning. I would have liked to have written at length here about the Lacantian theory of language, but this would risk taking us further away from the topic. Nevertheless, upon reflection, we ought to recognize that every delusional phenomenon is ultimately expressed, that is to say, spoken. Fanon himself thus saw in his research on this group of mental illnesses, which are irreducible to their neurological origins, the occasion to undertake some in-depth theoretical reflections, and indicates that this reflection leads to the works of involving completely different domains that he intended to pursue later. Third, we have no reason to underestimate Fanon's continued interest in the biological aspects of clinical psychiatry. Marcus Desponi, under whom Fanon did his internship at St. Alban Hospital, remarks that his own experiments on lithium salts were looked upon with great interest by Fanon. Desponio, a pioneer in this domain, surmised that had Fanon remained at St. Alban, he would have done his dissertation in biochemistry. Fourth, we know that Fanon worked quickly, dictating his books without using notes and rarely correcting himself. The writing of his dissertation thus took him perhaps as much time, if not more, than that of his book. The catalogue of pertinent cases of the bibliography are extensive. The references supplied are illuminating, and in the generally correct citations reveal a close reading of the literature. He analyzes, moreover, go to the heart of the key problems of the period. It is true that the dissertation is fairly short, largely due to the small number of cases summarized or directly studied, and only minimally complaints with bibliographical conventions. However, it does go straight to the heart of the problem, and we see clearly how it establishes Fanon's style of thinking. Last, as the work that mixes first, the third person analyzes. Blatskin's White Masks, whose original title was Essay of the Disalienation of the Black people, of the Black. They say Black, sorry.
Black person.
Yeah, may well have been undefendable. Undefendable. Yeah. Then as a doctoral dissertation.
No, it may well have been defendable.
Okay. Then, as the doctoral dissertation, had Fanon wanted to submit it under the influence of, among others, EY, and Merleau-Ponty, both of whom were serious readers of Jasper, as was Fanon himself, the necessity of taking the phenomenological approach to mental illness was central to psychiatric thought at the time. A psychiatry dissertation of this sort would probably be less acceptable today than it would have been then. David Massey pointed out that Blatskin's White Mask, which Fanon began to write before embarking on his psychiatric studies, could not have initially be conceived as a doctoral dissertation in medicine. But the fundamental point is that both works have very different points of departure. The dissertation establishes the ontological foundation of the book by showing that even when a mental illness has clearly its origin in neurological disorders, it generally develops in a socially determined relational space, which in turn explains the form it takes. As for the book itself, it is a particular psychosocial historical study of alienation in the group of colonies of the Haitian regime, the French Caribbean, where internalized dependency on the metropoles is absolute, rather in the form of an identification with it or in the invention of an opposing identity, which was negritude. The book thus goes far beyond the limits of the psychiatric dissertation. However, much Fanon's dissertation defines his conditions of possibility. Fanon certainly could have included the two most psychological chapters of Laskin's White Mask in his dissertation, on of which is more subjective, namely the lived experience of black people, already published in the May 1951 issue of Spirit. Sorry, I hate it because I like read and then like start burping. The other more objective, namely the black and psychopathology, but the medical dissertation on the psychopathology of black people that was detached from the concrete socio-cultural and historical context that comprised the essential object of the analysis of Laskin's White Mask, would have risked pandering to the existentialism that Fanon had already roundly denounced, the in and Lee syndrome Nord-African. I don't know if I was supposed to say all that. I don't know if there's an N-word of that. Oh my gosh, who knows? Which he wrote around the same time. From Fanon's point of view, then this book clearly had to be a critique of the idea that the pathological construction attributed to a race could have sources other than history. To maintain that mental illnesses are not natural entities, while recognizing the possibility of their organic origin, was therefore an important stance to take in the medical debates of the time. Fanon defended this stance all the more vigorously, as it would enable him to undermine the foundations of colonial ethnopsychiatry. He was preoccupied by the relations between the organic and the mental, but just as passionate about those between history and alienation. It is precisely because he worked in a neurologically orientated research environment that he saw in his psychiatric dissertation an opportunity to solve the philosophical problems that was the horizon of his thought. Of course, another appeal I have to do. It wasn't that. Providing the empirical proof of the irreducible distinction between the neurological and the psychiatric would open a space for freedom in history. We're gonna stop there. So, like,
Perfect.
again, Fanon utilizing the material conditions, the actual concrete conditions that can cause mental illness and that exacerbates already existing mental illnesses. Again, that's how I would love my psychiatrist and my psychologist to operate on it, because he sees that, again, like we read that one book, he sees again that social relations can exacerbate or cause mental illness due to a colonial system.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So.
Yes, I do know. All right. So that was I thank you for reading for as long as you did on the plays and poems.
I feel bad. I feel like I'm unintellectual because I don't understand the plays.
We can work on them on a later date, and
Yeah.
I think that
Plus, if you're saying it was describing like sexual acts, I'm asexual. I and autistic. I mean, I don't even know if someone's flirting with me.
it wasn't like sexual acts. It was like she was thinking dirty thoughts, and then
I'm
he came
saying,
into the room, and then they were flirting with each other, and
I
well, she
couldn't
was talking
tell.
with him while he was talking about going and unaliving his father.
You should read the rest of that though. I think you should read the rest of it at least for yourself.
I think that
And I
I'm
did,
going to save that for when we study.
yeah. And that one time, like when he was like describing all that stuff, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, are these people flying in the air and stuff? Like, what's going on? Like, are they in a different realm? Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm
Well,
lost.
they're kind of like they're gods, so they're a family of
Oh,
gods.
it's the idealism, the abstraction. But it's supposed.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it's supposed to reflect the material conditions in an abstract
Well,
way.
yeah, the darkness of forever, and then he comes along and he unalives his father, which actually brings in the light,
Mm.
and
The
it
Oedipus
causes chaos
complex.
for a while. And it causes chaos for a while on the earth where all the people are, and
Oh.
but we didn't get to that point yet, and I don't know what it is after that. I just know up to that point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just reading words. I'll be honest with you. I'm just reading words. Like I think the difference is reading the playwright and seeing the play are two different things. It feels like I have less of a, I guess, I don't know. Am I to have less of an imagination then?
It's not that you have less of an imagination. It's just that like I like plays. I like Shakespeare. You know, so I read a lot of Shakespeare when I was younger. So like for me to read a play, I can kind of see it, but it's because one, I understood the words that were being used, which were all collegiate level words,
Mm.
and two, I understand play directions and I understand like where the other person starts speaking, even though the lines are a little off.
Yeah.
And so like because I can tell all of that, it makes more sense to me. And like if we were doing it just the two of us and reading it, I would have you read one part, I would read the other. And so
Hmm.
you could kind of understand how the flow goes.
Yeah. 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 Well, I did try though. I did try, but now we're on to psychiatric writing. So let's see how this goes.
Right. This will be a lot easier on you. And I mean, well, not like on us learning, but it'll be a lot easier on you being able to get the words out and stuff. Because you understand these collegiate level words.
Yeah, I
You
understand
know.
like the philosophy, not more than anybody else. Like, but that is seems to be my group. The political economy, which I'm trying to get into, and Marxist as as a philosophy too. You know,
Right.
it's a materialist philosophy. You know what I mean? So because it's based on the material. You know,
Right.
like when I'm reading like Sailor James's notes on dialectics, the critique of Sailor James and stuff like that. It's like I get these things, and then like you don't. But when we're doing a play, you get them and I don't.
Well, at least we both get the psychiatric writings, and I understand a lot of Fanon.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right then. I'll go ahead and close it out. And thank you for being flexible in that. I hope it didn't make you feel sad or anything. I just couldn't do it.
It's okay. We'll do it again a different day, and I'll help you a little bit more, and we'll get through it.
All right, all right. Does anybody else have anything before I let it go?
Love you, bye.
All right, great, cool. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you for